So in the last video we have seen, we just defined velocity, we illustrated speed and velocity, how velocity can be equal to or less than speed. Okay, now in this video we are going to talk about different types of velocities. In speed we had uniform speed, we had non-uniform speed, we had average speed, and we had instantaneous speed. In velocity we have all the same, all four same types. I'll just list them down here. My first is uniform speed, uniform velocity, I'll write because we are talking about velocity here, not speed. Then non-uniform or variable, then it would be average velocity, and instantaneous. Now, uniform velocity. What is uniform velocity? If a body covers equal displacements in equal intervals of time, it is called uniform velocity. If it does not cover equal displacements in equal intervals of time, it is variable velocity. What is average velocity? Now, when a body is performing variable velocity, okay, within a given time interval, okay, so obviously it is going to have certain displacement in that much time interval, right? The velocity has been changing. The velocity has been changing in this time interval, but still there will be certain displacement happening in this time interval. So if I divide that displacement by total time, correct, that will give me average velocity. And what about instantaneous? Instantaneous is again at that instant. So I take a very small interval of time, infinitesimally small interval of time, delta t, and delta x bar is my displacement in infinitesimally small displacement in that much small interval, correct? Then as I had said in the last video, that my velocity over there, it was speed. Now here it is velocity, and since velocity is a vector quantity, I am going to write it like this. So v is equal to limit as delta t tends to 0, and what is next? It is delta x bar by delta t, and it is also denoted by dx bar by dt. When I say bar, that bar on x, on top of x, that denotes a vector quantity, number one. Number two is again, no, as I mentioned in the last video, again for this part of limits and derivatives, you can refer to my videos on calculus in physics. It is going to be mentioned in the description. The link is mentioned in the description. You can visit that link and see it there, right? So that was about velocity and instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous speed is the speed at that particular instant, and instantaneous velocity is velocity at that instant. Now, when we say instant, it's a very small interval of time over which we are talking about the velocities, and I mean displacements and distances covered. Now, what do you think? Instantaneous speed and instantaneous velocity, do they have same values? Would they have same values? Maybe you can think about that and answer in the comments, okay? And if you have any doubts, you can just mention in the comments, and I'll answer them as early as I can. Thank you so much.